Few players have defined an era at Ibrox quite like the Rangers captain, but fresh developments have now placed the spotlight firmly on what the future may hold. With speculation continuing to swirl and the season approaching its decisive stages, attention is beginning to turn toward the next chapter in his career. Supporters have watched his journey unfold over the years, from leading the team on the pitch to playing a central role in some of the club's biggest moments. Now, however, new information has emerged that sheds further light on where things may be heading next. As anticipation builds, the latest update surrounding James Tavernier's situation has sparked widespread discussion, with the defender's future at Rangers becoming a major talking point once again. Let's break this down in today's video, along with all the other Rangers news from the last 24 hours. There is so much to discuss in today's video, so be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel for daily Rangers content. The possibility of a defining summer at Ibrox is beginning to loom larger with every passing week, and fresh developments surrounding the club captain have only intensified the focus on what lies ahead. With the campaign entering its decisive stretch, attention has turned not only to Rangers' pursuit of silverware, but also to the future of one of the club's most influential figures. As things stand, the timeline for what could prove to be James Tavernier's final appearance for Rangers has effectively been brought forward. Should the defender depart when his contract expires at the end of the season, his farewell will not arrive under the bright lights of Hampden Park in the Scottish Cup final. Instead, that showpiece will now take place without him following Rangers' recent exit from the competition. For the Ibrox skipper, the focus remains firmly on the football still to be played. With the cup dream now over after defeat to Celtic, Rangers' attention has narrowed to the Premiership title race. The setback has ended Danny Roll's hopes of completing a domestic double, leaving only the league campaign as the final opportunity for silverware this season. The challenge ahead is a significant one. Rangers currently trail league leaders Hearts by 6 points with just 9 fixtures remaining, beginning with a crucial trip to St Mirren this weekend. For Tavernier and his teammates, the objective is clear: close the gap and apply pressure at the top of the table before the season reaches its conclusion. Recent weeks have presented a personal challenge for Tavernier as well. The long-serving captain was left out of the starting lineup for the recent Old Firm doubleheader, with Roll opting instead for Dujon Sterling at right back. Despite the disappointment of losing his place, the defender has remained measured in his response, insisting he respects the manager's decisions and will continue to work hard behind the scenes. "It's down to the manager," Tavernier said when addressing his recent absence from the team. "I obviously want to play, but the manager obviously holds the cards to all of it and what team he selects, and you've just got to be fully behind the team of whatever team he selects. You've just got to keep working hard. Yes, obviously I want to play more games, more minutes, but it's obviously down to the manager, who and what he selects, and obviously you've got to respect that. I'm just going to give it all what I've normally done every season and see where it takes us." While uncertainty over his long-term future remains, Tavernier made it clear that the immediate priority inside the dressing room is finishing the season strongly. Conversations about the future may take place privately, but the collective aim within the squad is to push for maximum points during the run-in. Obviously, we're going to hold conversations in the dressing room in private, but I think speaking to you, and obviously what our mindset is as a club, we're obviously trying to go all the way to the end of the season and try and get maximum points, he explained, and see where that takes us, so that's obviously our aim. I just want to give it my all, like I've always done, and that's the best I possibly can do for myself. The team are working continuously hard, and we would obviously like to see silverware at the end of the season. Rangers' recent defeat has only added to the frustration surrounding their campaign. The Ibrox side dominated large periods of the match, but were ultimately punished for their inability to convert chances. The turning point came in the penalty shootout, where Tavernier's effort struck the bar before JD Gassama fired over, sealing elimination. The captain was quick to accept responsibility for his part in that outcome. Yeah, look, I've got to obviously hold responsibility for, I've got to put my penalty away, Tavernier admitted. I expect myself to set a standard, obviously, in a penalty shootout. In a game like that, where I felt, we were dominant throughout the game, I think it was like 24 shots that we had compared to their one, which was off target. That lack of clinical edge has been a recurring theme for Rangers throughout the season, and it once again proved costly against a weakened side managed by Martin O'Neill. Despite controlling large stretches of the match, Rangers were unable to turn their dominance into the decisive moment required to progress. Still, Tavernier insists the squad must quickly regroup and channel their disappointment into the league run-in. We've always got to be clinical in these games, and that's every game that's came, he said. I've said it in the past that games are always defined by clinical moments, and that was obviously lacking. We've got 27 points to play for, and that's what we'll be aiming for. For some supporters, the latest setback has dampened optimism about the title race. Yet Tavernier believes there is still reason for belief if Rangers can maintain focus over the remaining fixtures. Yeah, look, we had to win and we didn't, he added. I can only apologise to the fans for that. A game like this, not many of us have been obviously involved in where we were more dominant in the game, but that means nothing if you can't win the game. You've got to be clinical in both boxes. But like I said, the league is our main focus now. With 9 games remaining and every point now critical, the coming weeks will determine not only the fate of Rangers' title ambitions, but also how the story of Tavernier's time at Ibrox may ultimately conclude. In other news, Scott Allen has picked up on Nico Raskin's completely wrong body shape when receiving the ball during the Scottish Cup clash with Celtic. Rangers struggle with a lack of imagination despite dominating possession and territory at Ibrox, and were unable to open their stubborn rivals up. Raskin was heavily involved in the thick of the action in the middle of the pitch, in a performance full of inducity and grit. He is often lauded for that side of things, but finds his work on the ball in question. For Allen, that was the case again yesterday, and he has criticised the Belgian's body shape when taking the ball in the middle of the pitch. He told the BBC's Scottish Football podcast, from Rangers' point of view, going forward, just that lack of imagination around the 18-yard box. Creativity-wise, out with Mikey Moore, I think 4 or 5 times Nico Raskin, being a midfielder myself, his body shape's completely wrong for him to open up and play forward. And at times he could have done that, first touch lay, and he didn't. A player at that level, that doesn't look good for me, that. But that is all for today's video. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. We post all the latest Rangers news every single day, so join our fast growing community so you never miss out. Thank you. I'll see you in the next video.